Today is 17th Zulhijjah, 1444 after the Hijrah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is equivalent to 5th July 2023. I am Salamatu Nuhu Danliman with the news in full. A few days after the release of an independent report by an arm of the European Union, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) yesterday commenced its post-election review of the general elections. Recently, the European Union Election Observation Mission on the February 25th and March 18th elections has released a report on its findings, noting that shortcomings in law and electoral administration hindered the conduct of well-run and inclusive elections and damaged trust in the INEC. Speaking during the Commission's meeting with resident electoral commissioners in Abuja, the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, explained why it had kept mute on the divergent opinions expressed on its conduct, process, and outcome of the 2023 general elections. Yakubu noted that since the conclusion of the election, diverse opinions had been expressed by political parties, candidates, observers, analysts, and the general public on aspects of the election that took place in February and March. The federal government issued a flood alert saying 14 states and 31 communities may witness heavy rainfall that could lead to flooding from 4th to 8th July 2023. This was contained in a statement by the Federal Ministry of Environment, a copy of which was obtained by newsmen today. According to the statement, the states and communities were identified as Plateau, Langtan and Shendam, Kano, Sumaila, and Tudunwada, Sokoto, Shagari, Goronyo, and Silami, Delta, Okwe. Others include Kaduna, Kachia, Akwa Ibom, Okpenyekang, Adamawa, Mubi, Demsa, Song, Mayobelwa, Jamaica, and Yola. And in Katsina, Jibia, Kaita, and Bindawa. Also listed in the flood alerts were Kebbi. In Kebbi, there will be Wara, Yelwa, and Gwandu. Zamfara State will have Shinkafi and Gumi, while in Borno State to be Briel. In Jigawa State, it will be Gwaram, and in Kwara State, it will be Jibba, Niger, Mashigu, and Kontagora. The government also urged relevant stakeholders within the state concerned to take precautionary measures to forestall the loss of lives and property. The federal government has blamed some technical challenges for the delay in the payment of June salary to some government workers. Director of Press Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, Bawa Mokwa, made this known today. He said the office is working around the clock to ensure that the problem is resolved. Mokwa said the delay was caused by technical challenges with the government integrated financial management system, one of the salary platforms. Meanwhile, some civil servants in Abuja have been lamenting delay in the payment of June salaries. Another civil servant, Jones Tolu, said the delay in the payment of salary coupled with the removal of petrol subsidy has made life difficult for the masses. The federal government said the Wachakal airstrip Guru Yobe State is 85% completed. The permanent secretary of the Ministry of Aviation, Dr. Emmanuel Maribole, said this during a test flight on the airstrip recently. The permanent secretary, who was represented by the director of Aerodrome Development, Clement Ogbani, said despite the inflation that caught up with the project, which led to its review, coupled with challenges of limited resources, the federal government started the project about a year ago, and a significant progress has been recorded. According to him, the design for the airstrip is expected to have Doppler very high-frequency omni-range equipment to guide aircraft coming into the runway. The Emir, Guru, Mustafa Ibn Mayari expressed gratitude to the government of the project. He said the project will boost the economy of the community and also reduce unemployment rate among youths. On its part, the vice chairman of Karasua local government, Hassan Daliru, thanked the former Senate president and the federal government for attracting development to the state. Governor Abba Yusuf of Kano State yesterday placed the newly inaugurated commissioners on 6 months probation period, after which they will be assessed based on their performance. The governor said based on the assessment, commissioners who perform well will be appreciated and those who underperform will be pulled out. He said this during the Maiden State Executive Council meeting he presided over at the government house. In a statement by his spokesperson, Hisham Habib, the governor was quoted as saying he will head the monitoring and evaluation team to monitor the performance of the commissioners and their ministries. It should be recalled that the commissioners were newly inaugurated barely a week ago. Governor Muhammad Umar Bago of Niger has has condemned the robbery attack on the cashier of the Emir of Mina, Ibrahim Sani, at the palace. Mr. Bago said this in a statement issued in Mina today by his chief press secretary, Boloji Ibrahim. He had described the incident as unfortunate and the height of disregard to traditional institution. The governor said his administration will not fold its hands and allow criminals inflict pains and sorrow on innocent people. Mr. Bago, who sympathized with the Emir of Mina, Omar Farouk Bago, over the robbery attack, prayed God to grant quick recovery to the injured. The news is coming to you from the studios of Saba Radio. More is after the short break. Stay tuned.
This is News on the Hour, Saba Radio FM. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. You're listening to the services of Saba Radio 104.9. Hadija. Governor Malam Omar Namadi has approved the appointments of 21 heads of agencies of the Jigawa State Government. This was contained in a statement signed by the Secretary to the Government of Jigawa State, Malam Bala Ibrahim. Those appointed include Ahmed Omar Labbo as Executive Secretary, Pilgrims Welfare Board, Kamilu Aliyu Musa as Executive Secretary, Jigawa State and Local Government Contributory Pension Scheme Board, and Dr. Salisu Abdullahi Babara as Executive Secretary, Farmers and Herdsmen Board. Others are Aisha Suleiman Jahun, Executive Secretary, Justice Sector and Law Reform Commission, Muhammad Mangi, Executive Secretary, Jigawa State Library Board, Ramat Muhammad Dodo, Executive Secretary, Agency for Nomadic Education, Dr. Abbas A. Abbas, Executive Secretary, Agency for Mass Education, and Abdul Qadir Omar Suleiman as Executive Secretary, Urban Development Board. Others are Omar Farouk Wada, Director General, Manpower Development Institute, Furera Isma Jumare, Director General, Invest Jigawa, Imam Muhammad, Managing Director, Jigawa Agricultural Rural Development Agency, Engineer Adamu Garba, Managing Director, Jigawa State Small Town Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, STOA, among others. The statement said the appointment of the new appointees are purely on merit, competency, and personal integrity. All the appointments are to take effect with immediate response. The Christian Blind Mission, an international charity catering to the visually impaired, has donated eye treatment equipment worth million naira to the Jigawa State Government. The equipment was donated during the launch of the implementation of eye treatment targeting 53,920 people across the 27 local governments in the state. The Christian Blind Mission's country director, Bright Ekweremadu, stated these at the Manpower Development Institute in Dutse, Jigawa State capital, yesterday during the exercise launch. Mr. Ekweremadu said Christian Blind Mission Comprehensive and Inclusive Eye Health Project for Jigawa State aims to improve the visual health of the population in the state. He said the equipment will be shared across 5 general hospitals and the 5 emirate headquarters, Dutse, Hadejia, Ringim, Gumel, and Kazawari. A 58-year-old female pilgrim from Kano State, Hadiza Ismail, has passed away while performing Hajj in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. She died yesterday following a brief illness. The 58-year-old woman was down with a fever when she was rushed to Nakhon Hospital for treatment and later transferred to King Abdulaziz Hospital, Mecca, where she was certified dead. She had since been buried in Mecca after a funeral prayer in Kaaba Mosque. The Director General Kano State Pilgrims Welfare Board, Alhaji Laminu Rabi Udambappa, while confirming the sad story, condoled with the family of the deceased on behalf of the State Governor, Engineer Abba Kabir Yusuf. He prayed that the Almighty Allah grant the deceased eternal rest and as well to grant the family members the fortitude to bear the loss. Yobe State Governor Memala Buni said drought, flooding, soil degradation, desertification, and desert encroachment are some natural disasters threatening the agrarian state. Buni stated this when he received participant of Senior Executive Course 45-2023 of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies on a study tour to the state. Represented by the Acting Secretary to the State Government, Baba Malam Wali, the governor, also told the participant that the majority of the state's population are farmers. Hence, the natural factors are negatively affecting crop yields, income, and well-being of the people, thereby posing a threat to national food security. Directing staff and leaders of delegation, Professor Jane Andy, who appreciated the Yobe state government for the warm reception accorded the team, said without industrialization, Nigeria could not develop as a nation. During the stay in Yobe State, the participants are expected to engage critical players from the environment, energy, security, and agricultural sectors. Now to weather reports.
Tomorrow's weather forecast. Dutse, God willing, will be at 36 degrees Celsius and sunshine. Likewise, Hadija will be at 37 degrees Celsius with sun and very warm. Kano will be at 36 degrees Celsius and sunny. Kaduna will be at 31 degrees Celsius with thunderstorm. Abuja, the capital territory, will be at 27 degrees Celsius with thunderstorm in the spot. Gro in Yobe State will be at 39 degrees Celsius and mostly sunny and very hot. Moving to Niger capital Niamey will be at 38 degrees Celsius with sunny and very warm. Salma Adam Iko, Sawaba Radio.
Thank you for that. Meanwhile, Jigawa state government has reaffirmed its determination towards enhancing healthcare delivery in the state in partnership with donor agencies. Governor Malam Umar Namadi, represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Bala Ibrahim Mamsa, said this during a formal launching of a comprehensive and inclusive eye health project supported by Christian Blind Mission Health at Manpower Development Institute. Correspondent Zegifal Abdullah Dago has more on this.
The Secretary to the State Government, Alhaji Bala Ibrahim Mamsa, says over 40,000 citizens of Jigawa State are expected to benefit from the eye service delivery directly, and about 4 million people will also enjoy the program, which may improve the eye health population in the state.
For the intervention of CBN Enhance over the last 28 years is highly commendable. And to focus on eye, over 38 people are targeted to benefit, and about 4 million expected to benefit indirectly is really highly commendable.
He then complimented the effort of the CBM organization for the kind support given to the people of Jigawa State freely on an important human organ, while assuring the state government endeavor to continue maintaining and strengthening the cordial relationship.
And we'd like to assure you that we'll continue and to deepen and strengthen this relationship, and we'll continue to support and provide intervention where necessary. Can I assure you that you are at home here, you are welcome here for the kind words he has for the people of Jigawa State.
The country director of the CBM organization, Bright Ekwere Madu, says the CBM will spend 1.7 billion naira in the process of implementing the program within 4 years purposely to reduce the level of eye disease in the state.
The project is for 41 months, like we already said, and the total funding envelope is 1.7 billion naira. So out of this amount, part of it will be spent on equipment, some will be spent on awareness creation, some will be spent on training of personnel. You have seen quite a number of equipment that are out there.
According to AK, the CBM organization spent almost 28 years in Jigawa State working and giving different health assistance to the population while soliciting the support of the government and other stakeholders to achieve the desired goals.
All indigenes of the state will have roles to play to make this project a success. So I expect that the members of the public will help. But most importantly, CBM put a lot of emphasis and focus on persons with disability. As you can see, we are partnering with them in this state and in other states. So I also expect them to be part of this project from inception to the end.
In his remarks, the Emir of Dutse, Alhaji Hamim Nuhu Muhammad Sunusi, represented by Damasanin Dutse, Alhaji Adamu Ali Kewa, pointed up the importance of eyes and urged government to continue implementing such activities for the benefit of its citizenry.
Or whichever government should make it as part of its health system. Those kind of criticisms will not end just because the program has ended. It is meant to actually guide the state government so that it can continue with those kind of activities forever and ever. And I hope that the state government and it is technocrats and professionals that are going to be working with the partners, will understand this, will note this, so that there will be continuation even after the program is ended.
The event was attended by different government officials, traditional rulers, as well as the Association of Persons with Disabilities, among others, in Duze. I am Zalikifel Abdallah Dagu, Soba Radio.
Thank you, Zalikifel Abdallah Dagu, for that. Now to international scene. The killing of a security chief in a town in Ethiopia's Amhara region has led to a nighttime curfew and increased tensions. Since April, the security situation in Amhara has been deteriorating following the decision to disband the region's paramilitary group. Each of the country's states have had their own special forces, but the government has moved to bring them under the military and police. Deadly anti-government protests broke out in response in Amhara. The curfew was imposed in Shiwarobe town after Abdul Hussein, the head of the local security department, was gunned down by unknown assailants yesterday. It is the third such killing in as many days in Amhara. A police chief and security head in another district had previously been shot dead. A court in India has given 10-year jail term to 10 men for beating a Muslim man to death 4 years ago. Tabriz Ansari, 24, died days after being attacked by people who accused him of stealing a motorcycle in the eastern state of Jharkhand. A video showing Ansari being forced to say chants praising Hindu gods while pleading for his life had gone viral and led to huge outrage in India. His family alleged that police denied him treatment despite his injuries. The state police denied any wrongdoing. The video footage from the night of the 19th June 2019 showed a terrified Ansari tied to an electricity pole and being assaulted by the mob with blood and tears streaming down his face. Ansari did as told, but the mob kept assaulting him through the night. He was handed over to the police the next day, who then arrested him for theft. His family had alleged that they were not allowed to see him. That has been the news. Before I go, a recap of the major stories. From the news warhead, NEMA lists 14 states that may experience huge flooding in Nigeria. Governor Umar Nambadi appoints 21 heads of agencies in Jigawa State. On the international scene, court in India sentenced 10 men to 10 years imprisonment for beating Muslim man. That has been the news on behalf of the news department. Our editor, Muhammad Suleiman Yobi, our continuing announcer, Muslima Adam Iko. I am Salamatu Nuhu Danliman saying good night.